Hi Sagittarius, Enchantress here, master weaver of mystery suspense thrillers as well as broadcaster of astrology. Welcome to Enchantress Press Astrology. First, I'd like to thank you for lending me your ears, your eyes, and your time. I know it is valuable. And in return, I will be sharing valuable information with you to help you navigate your month to get the best outcomes, okay? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, first of all. And if you'd like to learn more about Enchantress, hit the down bar. All of my links are there, as well as the links for the healing chakra beads and the links for the sun catchers. Now, May is what we're going over. Although we are going over Taurus season, we're going over May in its entirety. That being said, I want to let you know that we have a wall of retrogrades here that we are coming into. The retrogrades mean that we will be reviewing, restructuring, revising, rehashing, and going back over many areas of our lives, okay? And I'm going to go over those areas and let you know how they're going to affect you. That's what I'm here for. So please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you help me grow and that I help the collective grow. Now, let's get into it. So Taurus season is here from April 20th through May 20th, okay? The fixed earth sign of Taurus is ruled by Venus, the hottest planet in our solar system. Venus represents the finer things in life, with love and money right at its center, which makes Taurus all about delving into those sensual pleasures that bring us contentment. Now, this sign craves the love literally and figuratively. So this season, take some time to enjoy while appreciating what it is we have. The urge to treat yourself could be heightened during Taurus season. Therefore, you'll want to be mindful, or you'll overindulging will be one of the things that you'll feel yourself being pulled to. It's one of the many characteristics of the sign of Taurus, which I'm not giving Taurus a bad rap. It's just, you know, Taurus knows what it wants and it wants a lot of it. That's just how it is. So that being said, I want you to be mindful of how much you allow yourself or be discerning as to how much you allow yourself to be a glutton. If you find yourself coming into some extra cash, try not to spend it all in one place. I mean, in fact, don't spend it all, period. You know, we're not out of the woods yet, as you know. Luckily, Taurus is a grounded sign, which is sure to help you put a plan of action into place to combat the current issues we may be facing. Remember, one step at a time. Taurus demands we be gentle with ourselves, okay? Now, something that I thought was really cool that I'm actually going to have listed on May 16th, Jupiter and Venus align with the moon, creating a smiley face in the sky. My cousin Becca sent that to my messenger. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm going to add it to the newsletter that comes out on May 1st. The link to the astronomy will be there. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you can put your email address below and I will add you. No problem. I will be happy to. Moving along, Uranus, planet of revolution, shocks, and surprises, is in Taurus. The earth sign of Taurus reigns over our money, our values, our resources. It's the Venus rules the second house. It also rules Libra as well, but we're talking about Taurus right now. These areas are experiencing a drastic evolution. More shocks and surprises are in store at the start of the month with Uranus conjunct the sun. Also, with Mercury there until May 11th, expect some surprises and some shocks in communication, okay? Once it moves over, you know, it'll get a little less shocking. Now, the sun entered Taurus on May 19th, and it remains until May 20th, and then it'll transition over into Gemini. Juno, which is a large asteroid thought to be a planet long ago, it goes direct in the sign of Libra on May the 26th. Now, Juno is about marriage, commitment, relationships, relationship issues, domestic partnerships, domestic disputes, and natural disasters are all affected during Juno's shift. And I'll say that again. Relationship issues, domestic disputes, and natural disasters are all affected during Juno's shift. Juno is shifting on May the 26th in the sign of Libra, going direct, which means she wants justice. However, she's going to get that balancing of the scales. That's what she's going for. Okay? Now, Mercury in the the planet of communication and skills and sales and intellect. It's in the curious sign of Gemini. After May 11th, that's when it moves away from that Uranus, from those shocks and surprises and stuff like that. And it's more chatty. You know, it's going to have us at ease a lot more, but it's also going to be the perfect time with all of the activity going on social media, the perfect time to make connections online. Okay. Now, once it transitions over into Cancer on May the 28th, where it is debilitated, your subconscious and communication could leave you kind of guarded or moody or even emotional. So a word of advice is just to try and remain in the present. That energy will pass. Venus, the planet of romance, finances, abundance, pleasure. It goes retrograde in Gemini on May the 13th when love and communication come into focus. More so the way you go about putting these things into action is what's in question, okay? Some will get a second chance to deal with the same issues. Will you handle it as you did in the past? If you are, did you even receive your desired results? If not, this is the opportunity to shift the outcome. Talks about finances are a big focus as well. So if you find yourself dealing with your finances, I would advise more so restructuring or scaling back as opposed to adding, simply because we're not out of the woods yet. We don't know how the economy, how fast it's going to move forward. We know in June it'll be speeding up and things like that, but just be careful, okay? Now, I also ward against making any drastic changes in your appearance during Venus retrograde. You just might not have a taste for it when the planet goes direct, you know? Don't go chopping your hair off or dyeing it purple or having cosmetic surgery, which you probably can't really do anyway. So just give that some time, okay, guys? Mars, the planet of challenges and energy, enters Pisces, where it is debilitated on May 13th, calling for you to tap into your intuitive side for solutions, you know? And when I say debilitated, I don't mean to scare you, Sagittarius, or anyone else for that matter, because I'm talking to the collective right now. Mars rules Aries. You know, it's used to being forceful. It's used to forging head on and meeting its obstacles head on. Pisces is more intuitive. It's not like that. It's ruled by Neptune. Neptune is a dreamy sign. Neptune just doesn't roll like that. You know, they use their intuition more so. So regardless as to their respective energies, the universe is calling for them to mesh right now. The cosmos are. So that being said, you will find yourself tapping into your intuitive side for solutions. You'll still be up for the challenge, but you're going to be navigating issues with a bit more forethought is all. Okay? Exhausting yourself is something Pisces simply doesn't feel the need to do. So that's what it's calling for you to do in return. Just don't do it. Now, Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, goes retrograde at 27 degrees in the sign of Capricorn on May 14th, joining Pluto and heightening everything in its sphere, okay? Remember, Jupiter wants bigger. That doesn't always translate to better, though. I'll elaborate below. It also deals with travel, so expect continued delays in travel. And as far as you go, Sagittarius, Jupiter is your ruler, okay? So it's easing up a bit. And that's you, period. Okay, so Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius at 1 degree on May the 11th. As you know, Saturn is a planet of restrictions, responsibility, even karma, good or bad. Your actions help determine how your karma plays out. This is about your foundation. I wouldn't recommend you making any drastic changes in your foundation. If you want to pick up a little side hustle or extra job, that's one thing. But to quit your main job that's giving you resources and finances, I would not recommend that, especially with Saturn, retrograde in Aquarius. Pluto, the planet of rebirth, renewal, taxes, debt, resources, is now retrograde until October the 4th. This is a time of transformation for the collective. Be gentle with yourself, Sagittarius. In the coming months, our faiths will be tested. Don't allow fear to bind you mentally. Don't be easily deceived. Do your homework before believing media or social propaganda, as it will be shoved into our faces from all directions. We, as a collective, are at a vulnerable point in our lives. We as individuals must do our part by keeping our hopes up and maintaining our mental health, as well as doing what we can to be a part of the solution as opposed to perpetuating the problem. The silver lining is that Pluto being conjunct Jupiter does help us to keep our eyes on the prize while facing the coming shifts in our personal and business lives. I implore you, Sagittarius, keep a kind heart. The world needs compassion, as does our entire human race, okay? Now, let's get into these moons and see how they're going to be, what they're all about. The full moon, it's also called the hair moon or the flower moon, comes on May the 7th. And it's in the fixed water sign of Scorpio. Open up lines of communication, dive deep, as Scorpio requires a look at what's beneath the surface. Scorpio is not a superficial sign. They are about the real. They want the real. They want to be detectives. They want to know everything. Just be mindful of how you speak. Think before you speak. Scorpio is about death and transformation as well. The full moon brings matters to a point of culmination. Whether it be in business or love, there is much to be revealed this moon cycle. Any full moon brings matters to a culmination, not just this Scorpio full moon, okay? Any full moon. This moon is T-squared by Mars in Aquarius and the Sun and Mercury in Taurus. Let me show you. This is where the full moon is. This is where Mars is going to be, or this is where Mars is in Aquarius. And then this is where the Sun and Mercury are going to be until they move over into Gemini. So that creates a T-square. It's a 90-degree angle. That's 90-degree angles. That's a T-square. So that's going to cause, some issues for some people, some stagnation. The new moon on May the 22nd is in the immutable air sign of Gemini. Gemini is a curious sign that loves to communicate, moreover, network. What new endeavors would you like to see in the works? It's the perfect time to read up and ask around. Take those initial steps, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Now we're going to get into your individual astrology, Sagittarius. So we're going to make sure. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's get into your individual astrology, Sagittarius, and let you know how things are going to be affecting you a little more personally, okay? The full moon, first of all, Sagittarius ranges from November 22nd to December the 21st. The full moon in Scorpio T-squares Mars in Aquarius and the Sun in Taurus, as we talked about. This is going to be highlighting your 12th house of privacy, aspecting your house of communication, siblings, sales, and further aspecting your 6th house of work and health. Yeah, okay. Because I'm talking to Sagittarius, right? Yes. Yep, okay. Got it. Okay, so this is your 3rd house, and then it's aspecting your 6th house as well. So basically, with that being said, people are probably going to be gossiping about you at work or through work, or something that have to do with work. Talks about your health could even come up. Talks with siblings as far as work and health, maybe you getting to work. All of those things are a focus. But because your 12th house of privacy and sacrifice and security and stuff are in there, I'm thinking some of you are going to be being gossiped about at work around that moon. Now, talks of work and health is a focus. Focus on old projects that could use some attention. Avoid wasting energy on disagreements. Many are on the edge, even acting out because of the quarantine. Take note along with the higher roads, Sagittarius, okay? Steer clear of the drama. Establish new health routines or precautions to keep yourself well. Remember, mental health is equally as important. Yoga or maybe some type of meditation can be helpful for you at this time, Sagittarius. Once Mercury, planet of skills, communication, and sales, moves into Gemini on the 11th, partnerships become a focus, okay? You'll be chatting about partnerships and partnerships that bring you money, from sales and things like that become a focus. Your ruler Jupiter goes retrograde, aspecting your house of cash flow. Okay, so, and that's actually with Jupiter going retrograde and Pluto. Pluto isn't, yep, that's aspecting your personal money. Okay, Saturn, planet of restrictions and responsibilities, is retrograde on May 11th. It's going to be in your third house of communication. So don't allow challenging people at work to push you to the brink of madness, okay? Try to do your best to just do your job and just avoid the drama, okay? Of course, it going retrograde means it's not as, restrictions ease, it's not as strong, but that's still going to be happening. It's still going to be going on, okay? Now, Mars, the planet of energy and challenges, is entering Pisces on May 13th, highlighting your fourth house. Now, if challenges arise in the home, remember Pisces is there. Use your intuition. Use forethought to combat problems or struggles that you might be having with your housemate, with your partner at home, because this is about home and security in that area for you. Okay? Be compromising, Sagittarius. The new moon in Gemini on the 22nd highlights your sector of partnerships. And this, the give and take. This is about the give and take in your partnerships around that moon. Is the give and take in your relationships balanced? That's something you might want to start talking about and start working on, okay? Okay. You might get new opportunities to balance the scales, to work on your relationships, whether it be work or not. Okay. All right. So Scorpio, Sagittarius, this is what you're going to be dealing with this month. Make sure you try to just keep a cool head. Don't let people bother you, and keep your eyes on the prize. Focus on making sure that you're handling the projects that you have in place, looking back at old projects and restructuring and refocusing things. Yeah, and we'll continue to move forward through these energies. Okay, Sagittarius? Okay. Be safe, Sagittarius, and have a great month.